Namaste everyone, my name is Akinola Akano, and do you remember this man here?
Segbowe. Olówó ìpariwo. Bẹ́ẹ̀ni o. Owó sì kì í pariwo lápò. Òótọ́ ni. Torí pé mo fẹ́ ọmọ dáadáa. Mo fẹ́ ọmọ dáadáa. Ọmọ tí ò ní ranjú mowó. Òun ló jẹ́ kí n ṣe bí mo ṣe ṣe. Kẹ̀dẹ̀ máa wò. Mi ìdè wá ranjú mú bẹ́ẹ̀ náà.
When I say do you remember this man, it doesn't have to be someone that the life has spoiled. So everybody don't see me outside and say, I have people with good lives that I get to meet. This is one of them. So how are you doing, sir?
I'm very well, thank you.
Yes. For people who don't know you, and for people who are meeting you for the first time, I would love that you introduce yourself to them.
My name is Akinola Akano. Some people call me Segbowe. I am an actor, a scriptwriter, a movie producer, and a director. You can call me a filmmaker.
You do everything?
I try my best.
So it's like a complete package. So by the way, Mr. Akinola is my namesake. So nice meeting you.
Nice meeting you too.
Yes. So welcome to my show, Questions on My Mind. I'd like to ask you the questions I have for you. Can I go on, sir?
It's all right.
Yeah.
Permission granted.
So I know you have so many people that you look up to in the industry. You're not just a starter. I would have said, okay, how was your upcoming this? But I'm still going to come there.
Okay.
Who is that one person that you have never worked with till date that you would love to work with?
You mean from my the people I look up to?
Yes.
Mr. Kunle Afolayan. He's someone I really admire. And I think a couple of times I've sent him messages, you know.
And he has not replied?
No, he hasn't. But he's someone I would love to work with. Maybe as an actor, you know. I really admire his works.
It would happen?
Yeah, I know for sure. Someday it will happen because some of the other people I looked up to back in the days, I've worked with them. So I know it will happen. And it's an industry where, you know, your idols become your colleague. You know, they eventually become your colleagues. I mean, by working with them and all that. So I know it will happen someday.
It will. So, yeah. This your career. How did it all begin?
I can say from childhood because I've always wanted to be a filmmaker. You see, I wanted to be a lot of things growing up.
Okay.
And at some point, I placed my priorities. I wrote them down, the ones I could do better. I wanted to be a footballer. I wanted to be a singer, a musical artist. I wanted to be a writer. I wanted to be a model. I wanted to be an on-air personality, like radio station, worked in the radio station and all that. So at some point, I sat down, which ones can I do better? So I wrote them down, and I think acting came first. Acting came first, writing followed, you know, production. It is when I got the money that I started producing. And then on the journey, I learned to direct films. So, you know, my mentor in that aspect, my role model in that aspect is Tyler Perry. So I want to become the Tyler Perry of Africa someday. So it has always been like that. I wanted to be in the entertainment space. So in 2005, I picked up a pen and started writing. You know, it was not good at the beginning.
How old were you then?
2005. I was in my... let me calculate. I was old enough, Sha.
I was old enough. Okay, that's enough for you to know how old he is. So yes, so 2005, you took your pen, wrote something, wasn't professional.
Yes.
When did you get professional?
Until 2013, when I met, I've forgotten his name now, but I met someone at an audition in Lagos, and I approached him and told him about what I have written so far. At that time, I had gotten a laptop, so I was writing it on the laptop. Before, I used to use exercise book, write the stories and all that. So when the person saw it, it was like, no, this is not the way to write a script. I think you should go online, check how to write a script. And so I went online, read a lot about script writing, and that is when I can say
shaped your
writing skills. And and the first job I ever got as a writer was with Tokamak Barrow. He asked me to write Farmhouse back then. That was in 2013, 14. Can't remember the year now. Tokamak Barrow is one great director.
It's not one. It's one of the greatest.
One of the greatest filmmakers.
I saw one of his recent job. It's another league.
Yeah. So he wrote. He had written Farmhouse, like a series. He had written it, so he gave me the script and asked me to rewrite, and I delivered. I think I delivered in 2 weeks, 26 episodes.
Were you paid for that job?
Yeah, I was paid. It was my first. Gig, and I remember that year I collected the money. I went to give my mom, and asked my mom too, because my mom is one very important person in my life. I went to give my mom the money and said, "This is the first money I made from this. Take it." And she was like, "No, it's your money. Just give me something. Let me pray for you." So I think that year I gave her. I gave her like the idamewa, the 10% of the money, and she asked me to kneel down and she prayed for me.
So the prayers are working now.
Yeah, it's working. Always working.
Are you proud of your journey so far?
I'm very proud of my journey so far. Very, very proud.
Where you are today right now, did you see yourself getting to this place 10 years ago?
Yes. In fact, 10 years ago, if you ask me, I would say, I wouldn't say I'll be here. I felt I'll be more than this, But Tabareni Bala on all Yaborongbami. But I'm grateful to God for where I am. I can say that I can. When I look back, I can say yes, you've come far.
What's the one thing that you think is delaying all you want, apart from realities of life? There's one factor. What is starting?
I think one of the things that delayed the journey, maybe not delaying it like that anymore, is acceptance. People want you. It's an industry where we have to see what you claim you can do before we give you the opportunity. Acceptance really was a big thing for me. But now I think with the few ones that I have done, people can see that, though. Akinola, I think he has it, And another thing is assistance in terms of support, and put it that way, support in terms of, I need a gadget, I need this, I need that. So it's been really difficult putting out what I really have. I can say that the movies I have produced are the ones that financially I am capable of producing now. I have written stories. I've written over 50 movie scripts, and I've only produced, I think, about 12. So I'm sometimes I pick up a story and I'm like, this is what I want to film. But when I look at the budget, I just have to, drop it, hold it, like, okay, I'll produce this later. Let me look for the ones that are easier to produce in terms of funding. So I think those are the things that are delaying what this guy has inside of him,
So if I give you $100,000 today,
man, if you give me $100,000 today, I'll produce Okalawan.
Okinawa is a movie?
Yeah, it's a movie. It's a movie I wrote. I'll produce Okalawan because
I want you to pitch to a potential investor.
Okay. I'm a filmmaker, and I have some scripts that the world needs to see. If I have money today and I have all the support that I need, I would produce blockbuster movies, and that's on God.
It looks like everybody was waiting for Okolawon, and yes, Okolawon is coming. So it's gonna.
I'll be able to have the likes of Auntie Shola Shobawale on set. I'll be able to have Ibrahim Chata on set. Ibrahim Chata is my father. We're close, but at the same time, I'll be able to have him the way I want to have him on set.
Pay him what you want to pay him.
Yes, I'll be able to have a great director as well on set. Yes, I'm a director, but that capacity, I would need the guidance of a greater director. You get it? So, and many other jobs. Fortitude is there, I have what's this other story that I know that is so huge? The Fugitive of the Southwest, or The Fugitive. I don't know which title yet, but it's a very big.
It's sounding like a series. That name is very long. Yeah. So we've talked about movies that you would love to produce. Now the movies that you have produced, the 12 ones that you've produced, a couple of them blew up. Your life has changed in the last 6 months.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
And it is evident that what you were struggling to get a year ago, you are comfortably getting it now. Some views that you could panic. If you want to drop a movie in the last maybe 1 year, you could be thinking of how do I get the 10k views, the 100k views. But right now, you are sure that you have gotten to a level where you can reach some certain numbers easily with a good work that you present today. What is one movie that you have produced that you love so much?
I love all my movies, I must say, but I can't pick particularly, but I have like Knockdown is one crazy story that I've written. It didn't get the views I wanted it to get, the views I envisaged, but it is one crazy series. It's a comedy. I wrote it. It was inspired by the corona virus pandemic. It's one great comedy. It's a comedy that I have not seen anywhere else. You understand, especially in the Yoruba side of the industry. And Ibale is another great story. Ibale, Virginity.
Yeah,
it's another great story.
I saw that Ibale.
And Ajeni Yami is also one great comedy.
Mami, meet Ajoke, girlfriend. Ajoke, mami tí mo máa ń sọ̀rọ̀ wọn fún ẹ.
Yèyé o, ẹ̀yin lárógbà aṣọ má bẹ̀lẹ̀, ẹ̀yin ní àgbà tó mọ̀ di ẹ̀ta. Ẹ dákun, ẹ jèbúrẹ́, ẹ má bínú. Mi ò mọ̀ pé ọmọ yín ni Adépẹ̀tù. Kẹ̀sì máa wá wò ó. Àti ìṣe kankan, mo ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ mẹ́yẹ bọ̀ lápò.
Ẹyẹ mélòó ní gbénú ẹ o tó ṣẹ̀fẹ̀ mọ́ mú bọ̀ lápò. Àyákù ọ o. O sì lórí láyà. Ọ̀wà rẹ ni bá ṣeré gélé, ó jẹ́ àkọ́rí ọlá tèmi. Ibo ló ti rìnà kú? Àròrò fún ọ ni. Ọ̀yá, àfira bí mo ti ń wọ̀ ẹ́, ó ti parẹ́. Adépẹ̀tù ọkọ mi, mo ti bọ́ dáná oúnjẹ tán. Má bọ̀ kó wá jẹun.
Ẹni pé.
Is that line, is it true?
The Ajeni Yami. Well, every female has, every mother is powerful, It's not necessarily the Aje. It's a proverb. The story is more like a parable. It's a story that if you watch it deeply, you will understand the power of a mother, and how to be a good child to your mother. And it's comedy, it's comedy of manners, so to say. So these are the stories that I know that they are very powerful, and I've produced them and I've put them on YouTube. And people, I get good reviews from people. Oh, we love this movie, we love this, and so those are the ones that I can say for now. All my stories, I love them. I love them.
What kind of relationship do you share with your mother?
A very close one. In fact, when you got there this morning, she has called me. I share a very close one because I'm her husband. I'm like her husband in the Yoruba way. Ọmọ ẹni lọkọ ẹni. She's a widow, so I have to be there for my mom. I'm very close to her.
You ever knew your father?
Yes, my dad passed away. Funny enough, yesterday was my dad's remembrance. Passed away 15 years ago, 2010.
How was life after his death?
I became a father. The moment he passed on, I became a father. I became a man, so to say. Because I never thought he could die a million years at the time he passed away. But life has changed because I have to, responsibilities were on me.
Was it hard? What kind of family do you come from? Some people come from a rich silver spoon. Some people come from an average. Some people come from
a poor background.
And some people come from we are living.
I can say an average, because even when there was no money in the house, my parents wouldn't let us know that there was no money. They always managed it. You get. But I had times growing up where I had to struggle, fend for myself and fend for the family, by hawking on the street, having to do some jobs like all these bricklayer, laborers and all that. But I can still say that I came from an average family.
You hawked?
Yeah, I hawked fried fish in Ibadan. If anyone is watching this and I've sold fish to you before,
was that how you were saying it?
And I forgot to, but then that was how I used to hawk it.
When you were hawking, what was going on in your head?
When I was hawking, you see, life is a process. When I was hawking, I think those were the most creative parts of my journey, because while I was working, anytime I got home, I'll pick up my exercise book and write stories. Yes, from the suffering. Yeah, so it was creative for me. My hawking journey was, even though it was a painful journey, because I had to drop out of school for like a term, like a year, because there was no money and all that those years. But it was good. It's a process. I think it has. Those are the things that have added up to where I am today and the kind of person that I'm becoming.
How much do you appreciate love?
Love is life. God is love. I love love. I'm a lover. Yeah.
So I see your hand. Is this for fashion?
No, it's not for fashion. It's a wedding ring. Yes.
So you have been captured by a woman?
Well, I'm married.
Do you like to keep your marriage private?
Yeah, I like to keep my life private, except my works. If there's anything you want to know, it's about my work.
So let's talk about your work. Every upcoming, because you are not upcoming, but to a level, you are up and coming.
Yes.
So on this journey till you got here, is there one particular incident that ever happened to you that made you cry and you will never forget?
Akin. Okay. I think yes, I have. I have many events that I won't forget, but the most painful one so far was to be asked to leave a show. I think it's when I was asked to leave a show that we started together, and that's 6th of August 2022, I was asked to go. Yeah, something like that. And it was painful. And up till date, when I remember, I feel bad that it had to end that way. I've never shared this with anybody, especially camera. Well, I was asked to leave 6th of August 2022 to leave the show.
Segbowe was asked to leave.
Haki. Yeah, Segwe was asked to leave.
So how did Akinola felt? How did you feel about Segbowe leaving Aladun?
Okay, I felt like I was leaving a family. I was a writer on the show. In fact, I wrote many hit episodes of the show, and I was very, always available for anything that pertained to the show. So on this very day, I was asked to leave by the then producer, the person who was employed to be the producer of the show. His name is Tolufagbure. Yeah, he asked me to leave, and I left. So it felt really bad. In fact, I had to ask him why. I've been on this show for 7 years, and this is the 7th year you asked me to leave. What exactly did I do? But he didn't really give me a cogent, answer. And that was at the same time that I featured him. I mean, the producer is also an actor. I featured him in my then movie, Flatus. Flatus was a cinema project. I took it to the cinema. So everything was happening at the same time because I didn't make money from the cinema around. So it was my first time at the cinema, 2022. Everything was happening at the same time. So I think that was why I really felt it. And later I heard from a mutual friend, told me that he said that I was beginning to feel myself because I've been to the cinema. And I'm like, how? He didn't give a cogent reason why he had to send me off. I tried to reach out to the executive producer who happens to, we were close. I tried to reach out to him, but he just asked me to, you know what, Akinola, just leave for now. Let's settle the whole thing. And ever since then, like, I had to open a YouTube channel because if nobody was, if nobody was willing to have me, I think I can build myself. And I started KKKKKK. That's one of the very eventful occurrence that happened to me. That's one of them. Another one was when I had to take my movie to a channel, a particular YouTube channel, and I was told that they couldn't collect it. And I asked, is it because the movie is not good enough? You have not even seen it. And he said that, no, Lord, bear, I want to share. That's it. That was 2019. I think that one too was very painful.
Who are the people you are offending? Why are you offending people so much?
Well, at that time, it was still around, everything happened around the show. Everything happened around the show because I was trying to take my movie somewhere, and I was asked not to. That time I used my Instagram handle was I created an Instagram. You want me to go deep into stories?
No, it's fine. It's fine if you don't want to go.
It was me trying to fly. It was me trying to fly. It wasn't like I was trying to hurt anybody or I was hurting anybody. But sometimes when you want to fly and some people feel it's not yet time to fly, and you deep down inside of you,
No,
you
no,
just
you're
wanted,
ready.
you just wanted to do something, keep doing something. I've been producing since 2016, you know. So at that time, I had issues with my, don't use this IG handle to post, don't use that to post. It was, the back and forth was so much. So those are the eventful period of my journey.
All of these moments that happened, did you ever go into depression?
Yes, I did. More than once. The first time I tried producing, was in 2016, like I said. Spent a lot of money, millions, you know, collected money from this, collected money from that person, and we produced. I thought I was producing a good series. I was going to drop it on Africa Magic, submit it to Africa Magic and all that. That was 2016. And when it was sent to Africa Magic, they said that it wasn't the standard. And true. When I check the series that we thought we did then, when I check it now, I'm like, consistent to back Billy to. So I went home. I was alone at home. My siblings had gone to school. I'd finished school. I just wanted to be a filmmaker. So, a lot of people were looking at me like, Shele Omo, feel life for a So, and I wasn't getting roles. So I went home and I was at home. One day I just called somebody and told the person how I was feeling. Like, it's like I will end it. If you don't...
You were suicidal?
Well, I wouldn't say suicidal but I was depressed, So I remember I wrote somebody, a friend or an elderly friend, I wrote, and it was like, no, don't do that to yourself. Don't hurt yourself. I just said I was going to hurt myself. I wasn't specific. I didn't know if I was going to swallow poison or, hang myself.
Swallow poison like this. That's how we know all this thing, all this Akinola like this. No, the man you have become today, that you are proud of today, the Akinola that everybody sees today, you would have used the hard times to ruin the good future.
Yes. Yeah. So I left home for 2 years. I was a studio rat for 2 years. I was sleeping in the studio because I wanted to be amongst like minds, So I think that helped me. And in the course of that, I was able to, recuperate and produce my first movie, my first successful movie in 2017. That's Eleri. With the help of a friend who saw my effort and supported me with funds, and we produced it together. He's not a filmmaker, but he had some. He invested. That was Eleri in 2017.
And how much did you make from Eleri?
I honestly didn't make money. I didn't start making money from films until 2020, and I started producing successfully 2017. And it's like you put in 2 million naira in movies back then. No, not now. 2 million. I'm not sure you can do.
And you get back 2 million.
No, you don't get back 2 million. You get probably 500,000. Back then, for me back then. But until 2020, when I filmed Knockdown. Knockdown was the lowest budget I have ever made, and it was up until date, I think. Maybe not monetarily, but it's one of the most successful movies I have made. Knockdown. I made Knockdown with 350,000 naira. And we filmed it for 2 days. The first Knockdown, the first sequel, because I left it open-ended, hoping that someday I will have money to continue. Yes. In fact, I so much believed in that Knockdown because I felt I was writing a story that has never been written in Nollywood. I so much believed in it that when this movie is out, it will blow up everywhere. So I didn't make all the monies in the world, but I was able to make 400,000 naira. I think 412,000.
You made a lot of money.
Yeah. I invested 350. I made 412.
That's a lot gain.
That's
like 62,000 naira gain.
Yes.
That's a business word.
Yes. But the thing is, that movie gave me recognition.
Yeah.
And it made some people believe in my craft.
Recognize you.
Yes,
Accepted you.
accepted me more, other than the Segbowe character. You know, they felt, okay, this guy, if this guy could write this script, produce it, and also act in it. And I wasn't the one that directed it. My friend directed it, then Sean Afolabi, until later that I started directing. By the time I started directing, I produced part 2, part 3, and part 4 of that film. You know, it's a very huge project for me. You know, it's also the project that I used to start my YouTube channel. You know.
So, in case you guys are seeing Mr. Akinola for the first time, or you have never heard of Knockdown before, go to his YouTube page. I'm going to attach the link to this YouTube video so you can watch it and experience what he was trying to tell you guys just now. I have a question for you. If you were called back to Awon Aladun Day and to come and play the role of Segbowe and offered a good contract, would you go back?
I would gladly go back, but right now they've stopped filming. You know, I think they stopped that 2022, that year, that same year. But in fact, there was a time, I think 2023, I tried to reach out to one of the directors, and I'm like, let's bring back Knockdown. I mean, let's bring back Awon Aladun Day. Let's speak with the executive producer. Let's have a meeting, you know, more like a stakeholders meeting, and let's do something. And it was like, okay, he would get back to me, and but I've not heard anything.
So, if you're a day one fan of Segbowe, I know there was Segbowe, I know there was Junior in Awon Aladun.
Yeah.
If you love them, let them know. Tell them in the comment section. Let them feel the love, because that particular project was everywhere.
Yeah, it was everywhere.
I see why you love it so much. It was like your baby.
It was my baby. It was my world, because that's the show that made people know that this guy can act. You know, I was playing one very funny character, and I got you know, reviews from people, and I know people who wouldn't watch an episode of Awon Aladun if Segbowe wasn't there. You know, so I had a friend who told me, "Tibati gboti Segbowe kanlekun koko báyìí." You know, me to do more episode and the funny thing is, most of those episodes I wrote them. You know, in fact, the one that blew Awon Aladun, Awon Aladun, Conspiracy 1 and 2, I wrote it. I wrote the character of Big Mommy. In fact, I created that character Big Mommy because I was writing for the show at that time. So we're asked to just write something around Auntie Chai then, and I'm like, okay, let's make Big Mommy. I spoke with the then producer, Fumilayo. God bless Fumilayo wherever she is. Amen. And she was like, you know what, I trust you, just write it. And I wrote the Big Mommy character. And that particular episode, if anyone is watching and they saw the episode where Junior wanted to go out with Segbowe, and Big Mommy had visited, and you know, they tried to drug Big Mommy, but unfortunately for them, the Junior's mother came around and, you know, drank the laced drink, and the woman slept off for days, and Big Mommy had to show Junior and Segbowe shege. That episode was the episode that, it was around that episode that, you know, Awon Aladun became so famous. And it was at the same time that Africa Magic started Omnibus. Like, they would show everything that they've shown in a week. They'll show it on Sunday or Saturday then. And it was the time that they said, you know what, Awon Aladun should be heard every day of the week. You know, so it was big. Awon Aladun is dear to my heart.
There's a young filmmaker watching you today, and is listening to your story right now. It feels like he's inspired by your story, by your path. What do you have to tell that filmmaker today?
I would say, don't wait until somebody comes to save you. Save yourself, you know. And whatever you have inside of you, look for like minds, people whom you share the same goals. I think is one of the things that have helped me. The movie I said I produced with 350,000 naira. I had to I called people like minds, people who would do it for me, even for free, because they also want to be a part of it. I called them and I discussed with them. We had a meeting. I remember then we had a meeting. This is what I want to do. If we make money from it, we will share it again accordingly. And if we don't make money from it, if I'm able to ever produce a part 2 of it, I'll just leave the movie open-ended. And then in 2023, 3 years later, I made a sequel of Knockdown. So things like that have helped me. And be strategic. Be strategic. A lot of people I said something recently on Instagram. You come to my DM. Let's say Segbowe and Akinola are 2 different people. You come to Segbowe, you say, Segbowe, please help me. I want to be this, I want to be that. And then I come to your page and I see you posting about Akinola. Everything you post is about Akinola. I can't even find you on your page. And you want me to help you. Even our God is a jealous God. Not to say that I will be hating on Akinola, but what I mean is that, come on, you are promoting this other person and you are in my page, begging me to assist you. So be strategic, be wise in your reaching out to people. Be wise. And sometimes lobbying is good. Like I said, I've lobbied with Uncle Conle. A lot of people that have lobbied, try to reach out to them and all that. It's very good. Do it. If they don't respond, don't wait. Keep working on yourself so that by the time they see you, they will even be quick to support you because they know that you did not have to wait for them. You're working on yourself along the line. And pray for grace. It is important. Pray for grace. Ori Ofenyo.
What do you think about God?
God is great. God is God. God is the greatest. Without God, I won't be here. Without God, God is big for me. I'm big on God. Yeah. God is important. The God factor is important in your life. You have to believe in God and pray. Let God guide you.
So is there any movie we're expecting anytime soon?
Yes. Alekon Idamu.
Looking scary already. Alekon Idamu.
Yeah, that's why I have this hair on.
Okay.
But I think Otisumi ma too like.
Do it again now.
Yeah, I'll have to redo it because Otisumi. I did it so that I can be in that look, in that character before the movie. But now I think I will lose this one and do another one because Otisumi and you'll be in trial. Everywhere Bushiwa.
How do you deal with female fan base? I see the 4 years ago you were not as big as this. You were just like me. I'm body shaming myself. So how do you deal with the ladies' attention?
Well, I always appreciate them. Sometimes, some of them go overboard, but I try to be myself when they go overboard. But I am as plain as anything. They know. I tell you, if I'm not comfortable with the route you're going, I let you know, but respectfully. But I always appreciate them because if I wasn't Segbowe, probably they wouldn't
know you.
They would, yeah. If it was not my work, they might not really know me. They might not give a hoot about who I am. But most of the reasons why they come for me is because they appreciate my work. So I always appreciate them back.
So you want to tell the ladies that you love them too?
I love you. I love you. And thank you for loving me back.
All right. Thank you very much. We've come to the end of Questions on My Mind. My name is Akin Abolade. And do have a nice day. But wait, your fans, old, young, women, men, give them a shout out.
Thank you so much, my fans. And I should use this medium to also do it below.
Yes, no.
All right. I have a YouTube channel now for everyone who has missed Segbowe of Awon Aladun Day. I have a YouTube channel now, Studio Strides. That's my YouTube channel, and that's where you can see all my movies. Thank you so much for loving me. I appreciate you. Thank you for loving my works. Thank you for always supporting me, because some of them actually send me Toro Kobo. Yes. Yes.
My fans, send us money.
I appreciate you. Thank you for looking at this boy and feeling that he is worthy of having some of your hard-earned money. Thank you. God bless you.
Blessings always.